So the final story that we're going to be getting to is the story about Puerto Rico. And the situation in Puerto Rico was actually not looking pretty damn good because it took roughly a week for aid to be brought over there. And it came to, and it's sort of a fractured situation. There were multiple increments depending upon which organization who brought over the aid. But there was an article in the Hill concerning that there was not enough troops in Puerto Rico. This is from the Hill. The Defense Department has not sent enough troops and vehicles to the hurricane-ravaged Puerto Rico, but will soon send more, according to a 3-star general newly in charge of coordinated military response. Army Lieutenant General Jeff Buchanan, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, said Friday morning that the Pentagon has 10,000 people helping with the response after Hurricane Irma and Maria ripped through Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands earlier this month. We are certainly bringing in more troops, Buchanan said to CNN. For example, on the military side, we're bringing in both the Air Force One, Navy, and Army, and medical capabilities in addition to aircrafts and more helicopters. All right, so I think somewhere along the line, and the article even goes as far as to say like it took roughly 8 days in order for this all to transpire. That is a very long time, actually, for this to happen. And there was even a video that came out where Carmen Cruz had some choice words for Donald Trump. So here we go.
We are dying here. And I cannot fathom the thought that the greatest nation in the world cannot figure out the logistics for a small island of 100 miles by 35 miles long. So I am asking the President of the United States to make sure somebody is in charge that is up to the task of saving lives. If anybody out there is listening to us, we are dying, and you are killing us with the inefficiency and the bureaucracy. We will make it with or without you. Because what stands behind me is all due to the generosity of other people. Again, this is what we got last night. 4 pallets of water, 3 pallets of meals, and 12 pallets of infant food, which I gave them to Comerío, where people are drinking off a creek. So I am done being polite. I am done being politically correct. I am mad as hell. So I am asking the members of the press to send a mayday call all over the world. We are dying here. And if we don't stop, and if we don't get the food and the water into people's hands, what we are going to see is something close to a genocide.
So that's a very powerful speech that was made. And, it was very moving in order to convey a point of the inefficiencies and like how Donald Trump was making comments about the logistics of how there's a big body of water that I think he says the Atlantic Ocean or some shit. Okay, first of all, it's the Caribbean Sea. But it doesn't necessarily matter if there's a big body of water there. I mean, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. This has been the thing actually before you came into the administration. So, or became a part of the White House. So I don't get that excuse. Doesn't actually make any damn sense. There was a horrible planning effort, at least as far as the United States was concerned. And there was even some right-wing outlets even going as far as to say, well, Puerto Rico didn't do a good job planning. Planning what? What the fuck are they supposed to plan? I mean, you're talking about an island who is a U.S. territory that is, by it being a part of the United States, is entitled to those same services, such as FEMA or the armed services, like I said earlier, that were supposed to be over there. of course there's going to be there could be a potential situation where they're not going to necessarily be prepared. They're isolated away from everybody. So it's on the job of the U.S. government to be able to plan the logistics of the situation. And I don't buy that. I don't buy that argument from Donald Trump that it was just tough. It was just tough. No, it's not. It's not. It's a tough situation, but you were elected into this position to be the leader, and you just this lax attitude that you have of sending aid or making plans to send aid after the fact. It just doesn't work, and I don't necessarily know why people even buy into this. And he even went as far as to like tweet out like, "Oh, she's too busy like getting on TV and like getting these T-shirts and all this. You know, she's politicizing this issue." He's doing all of this, tweeting out this bullshit, and he's at the fucking golf course, like again with the fucking golfing, It's like he never fucking stops with the goddamn golfing. It's like you have no sense of responsibility of what came with this position. The Republicans will be all over Obama's ass about it, but you know what? Whenever you're elected a Republican, nobody says anything. But if it was a Democrat, the Republicans would have been all on it. Obama wouldn't be able to take a fucking piss break without being able to get some shit about that. So it's just the hypocrisy is just so golden. But you know, the situation is getting better and better. You know, I'm going to be I've been donating a little bit of money over there myself, and I hope for the best for them.